Welcome back, everybody. We have, as you see, a new face on the beta team here today. We are here for one of your questions about work. For those of you who are new, I'm Roy, and I'm here with Elise, who will introduce herself in a second, and we're with Bloomberg Beta. We are startup investors in the future of work, and today is day 144, day 12 squared. I know my son's like squaring things in his head, and so Elise, do you want to say hi and ask our question?
Yeah, my name is Elise. I am a fellow over at Bloomberg Beta. I've been here for a few months now. And prior to this, I was a founder myself of an e-com marketplace and also was in politics for a quick minute. So yeah, today the question is, my emails are being ignored. How do I follow up?
This is a problem for basically, you may think like if you're at the beginning of your career, for example, that this is only happening to you. And if only I were at blank, this wouldn't happen. No, this happens to absolutely everybody. And so to me, the question starts with a guess on why is your email getting ignored, or why are your emails getting ignored? And then the response obviously has to match the reason. And I'll tell you, let's start with a few don'ts. The idea that if you just continue harassing the person by sending them one email after another, that they will eventually respond. They might, but they might respond finally out of annoyance to say goodbye. And it's a little different. I'm not talking about like if you have some drip email marketing automated campaign. I'm talking about like human to human emails. So because what's the reason that goes with that? The reason that goes with that is they're not responding because they didn't notice. And most people, that's kind of not why they don't respond. The second thing that I'd say is if you can, try to develop a little bit of empathy and understanding for who the other person is. I mean, if it's an extremely busy CEO of some big company and you send that person an email that is longer than a single screen on mobile, they might just be like, I can't read this, and just paralyze and stop. And the one-line email can go a long way. Now, if they've never heard of you before, maybe this is a cold email that's being ignored, then of course you can't do that. But try to understand what that person is, what they want, try to make it actionable for them. You can find tons of stuff about how to write a good email. And then you're oftentimes looking for, maybe the reason they're not following up is they just weren't interested enough. And you can send them supplemental information that might make them interested. So I'll give you the classic example of this, which is I'm a founder who had a good meeting with a VC. And then I sent them my follow-up email and crickets. Like, I think we've all heard of that situation. We try to avoid it at Bloomberg Beta, but if we're guilty of it, you can shame me on Twitter or something like that. What do you do in that situation? Oftentimes what we advise people do is email that person whenever you have some good piece of news that is not necessarily even related to your funding conversation, but hey, we closed a new customer, or we just made a new hire, because the chance that they see the momentum developing may build their interest in such a way that they respond. So in that case, the theory is they're just not interested enough. And the response to that is give them more information that might make them interested. Try to be the emailer you wish to receive emails from. That's the last thing I got. What else, Elise, would you add to that?
I think that's really good. I know something that you did for me once is I was looking for an intro to someone, and you had a great blog post on sort of templatizing those intros to just make it easier for someone. So I think just sort of making it easier in any way to connect to people.
Forward intro email, because one reason people don't respond is I'd like to respond, but it's just going to take me too much time. Like, I wish I could write a custom response to everybody who lands in my inbox. But the truth is, I'll just say it for me. If it's a cold email from somebody and it seems like they haven't done any work to attune it to us, I'm not going to put more time into my response than they spent putting in the email to me. So I'll often just hit delete because I'd rather spend the time with my children. And, if that makes me a bad person, so be it. But yeah, I think that if you're requesting an introduction, then just making it as fast as possible for the person goes a long way. That's another valid reason. And that is today's Not Advice, just a few perspectives. This is a topic that lots of people have views on. So if you want to comment, let us know. If you want to ask a question, let us know. And we will be back tomorrow to be continued. Thank you, Elise, for joining.